Hey, what's up, everyone? It is your boy Mike, and it's Thursday. And the topic that we're going to talk about today is how and when did I know that I was trans? Um, so, basically, my story is I was never a very feminine child or person in general. Um, my family kind of thought it was something I was just gonna grow out of because I didn't necessarily like to wear dresses. I didn't like to wear skirts, and I went to a Christian school for pretty much until from kindergarten to third grade. I went to a Christian school, and so that required me to wear either a dress or a skirt, and very I wasn't really a big fan of that. I didn't really appreciate it. Especially when it came to things that I wanted to do, like, playing basketball and sports, and it's very hard to do that while you're also trying to not show your underwear and whatnot to everyone. Um, so I was never really feminine. I didn't really like wearing any feminine clothing, and um, I didn't know about being transgender until I hit about 13 or 14. Um, I was it may have been younger. I was in 7th grade, I believe, and I saw this True Life documentary. And if you don't know what True Life is, it's a documentary series. It airs on MTV, and basically what they do is they have a topic. In this case, it was people that were trans that were transitioning, going through some kind of surgery, and they basically follow around these people for X amount of time, gathering their story, following them around as they're going through whatever they're going through. And like I said, this episode, it featured one trans man and one trans woman. And the trans man, he was in the process of getting top surgery, and the trans woman, she was in the process of getting lower surgery. I don't know the term for the lower surgery for trans women, but that's what that was about. And at that point, I was already really addicted to the True Life series, so I pretty much loved every episode that came out. But with this episode, I felt like I could relate because I listened to the trans man's story, and he was talking about how he lived as a woman up until I believe he said he graduated college, or up until he graduated high school. And after he graduated high school, he started to realize more and more about himself, that he was trans, and he came out and started living as a man full time and everything. And so I watched that episode. I actually watched that episode a couple of times. And I just kind of started thinking, wow, that's really cool. And I identify with that like a lot. And at that point, I had already acknowledged the fact that I was part of the LGBT community. And at that point, it was just sexuality based. It wasn't gender identity based or anything, but I was already part of the LGBT community, and so I was learning more about all of the other letters and the identities and sexualities that were more commonly known at that point. And so after I saw that episode, I spent my high school years kind of um I didn't actively try to kind of explore my gender identity, but I actively tried to forget or just like kind of close off the fact that I was a female. And so high school was just a weird time. Anyway, after high school, after I graduated, over the summer, I came across a BuzzFeed article. And this BuzzFeed article, I think it was BuzzFeed. I'm pretty sure it was BuzzFeed. It usually is. It was an article talking about a trans man named Victor Belmont. And if you don't know Victor Belmont, he is a male escort, and he is also transgender. And the reason why he had a article written about him was because at that point over the summer he had won an award for I don't remember what award it was for, like what it was for specifically, but it was in relation to him being a male escort. And I read the article several times, and I like Googled him and did more research on him and everything. And at that point, that was when I kind of started thinking about that's who I am. I am not a woman. I've already established that. And I think that was when it kind of sort of clicked that I could start transitioning and that I was trans. And so that's kind of how my realization came about. And after that, it was something that I wasn't talking about with other people, and it was kind of taking a toll on me. So some people noticed that I was more irritable in the week or so following that, and it got to a point to where I was like, I'm thinking about this, but I'm thinking about it alone, and I can't really do that because that's not really healthy. And so that's when I reached out to someone at that point and started talking about it with them and being like, I think that I'm trans and I want to start transitioning. And then everything after that is just kind of history, After that, I just started realizing more and more about myself, becoming who I am. I came out, started testosterone, hopefully to get surgery within the next few years, maybe, hopefully. And yeah, that's my story. That's how I figured out that I was trans. It's a good time. So that's all I have for this video. I will see you guys next Thursday.